All right, we've got with us this evening Anthony Duff. Duff, man, you're famous for a few things in ABT, but what I think you are most famous for is one of the best ever photos that I've seen in 20 years of running tournaments, and that was covering the Richmond Bass Pro Grand Final a couple of years ago. That event where it was a showdown between Joey Urquhart and Brian Everingham, and that stake was like a $60,000 Bass Cat boat motor trailer package. Mate, you were there with the camera in your hand. Take us through that, shooting that weigh-in, and more particularly that event. You did some great work that weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, g'day, Steve. Yeah, that was a big eye-opener for me. I sort of never got into the bass. I was sort of always doing brim, so jump across and see how everyone's doing it. And then also Simon Goldsmith is like behind the scenes, the setups, and then how he's interviewing on water from boat to boat, and just sort of, yeah, it was a real good insight that way. And, yeah, to get to take photos, it was great. There's a lot of they're scattered pretty well because that Richmond system, they can go downriver, down Woodburn, or they can go right up to Casino Way or Lismore, so they were spread out pretty well. So did a bit of travelling to find the boys. The majority, like Brian and Joey, they sort of fished. They were up the Richmond arm, towards Casino. So got a lot of good shots of well, especially Joey, like on that last day, because him and Brian, they were pretty close together. So concentrated on those boys, and I think it was Chris Exon, he was a bit further up. Yeah, and just rattling off photos and seeing him hookfish too, which was really good. I didn't get to see Joey do his Iconelli impression. That was on the first day. That big bass that he got out of that snag.
Yeah, well, we're going to run that at the end of this segment anyway, because that clip's worth running at least once every 3 months. We call it Joey going Ike. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that was crazy. But, the weigh-in come around, and we knew it was going to be close. And we just happened to be on that last day for that weigh-in with everybody. Not that many people knew. The main lens I was using decided to play up, and I only had a short focus range, so I had to sort of really do my best to sort of get photos to work with it. And so they're coming on, going on the stage, and you can see the boys with the pressure. You've probably seen a couple of photos that got their hands on their head, and the nerves are really getting them. Like it's a big prize at Bass Cat, and see Brian's weighed, he's in, and then Joey's come up to weigh his last bag, and I'm just standing next to the live stream camera that you got set up, and just as that scales it, Simon put that bag on there, and I was ready. I just want to get that emotion. That was the thing I really wanted. Yeah. And they just dropped the weight down, and it went above it, and like Joey's sort of like, yes, I got it, and then just nicked down about 30 grams or something below what Brian had, below that 3 kilos, and you'll see it on the photos. Yeah, it just said it all, and that's probably the most emotionally charged weigh-in I've ever seen or been part of, because it's just because like Joe's a good bloke, Brian as well, and just to see him heartbroken as well.
And we've got some photos in the background here playing now. You've got some photos of Joey Urquhart, which 100% explain what it's like to miss out by 20 or 30 grams on winning $50,000, and they're playing in the background here with Joey. I reckon he had a tear or two in his eye.
Oh, yeah, quite a few actually. I didn't have any Kleenex on me. I wasn't going to give him any lens wipes either.
No,
because I needed those to get to wipe the tears off my lens, so I could get the pictures of him. He's old man. He embraced with his old fella. It was heartbroken because it's just so close, but just so far away. It's like nobody remembers second, unfortunately. But that comp, everybody remembers who comes second. Yeah, because of how that event was. Yeah,
that's true. Now this weekend we were supposed to be. We would have just had a briefing for the Megabass Clarence round of the Suffolk Bass Pro Series, and mate, you're not very far away from the event centre here, aren't you? You live in Grafton, which is right near the ramp there. It would have been a 50 boat plus comp, and how's the river? Was it fishing before the shutdown? You're a member of the club down there as well. Yeah. How was the river fishing? Would it have been a good event this year?
It's starting to improve. Like we had a bit of a flood there just after Christmas. We finally got all that rain that we needed, and gave it a good flush out. It rose about 2 to 3 metres. Yeah. And the bass fishing was really tough. Really? It was really hard, but the bream fishing was just through the roof. Like great catches down the front, down around the Amber, as you'd expect, with that dirty water pushing down the front. A lot of the favourite spots like Coldstream, they just shut down. They were dead. All that runoff that comes off the flats around Tucabia and all those areas, just nothing was happening there. A few of the boys in our club were going up for a sticky beacon. Just, for Rick Duff, who came second last year, he went up for a look and he come back down and he said it was like 30, 40 minutes later and he still had his boat trails on the river. Wow. That's how putrid it was,
So
and upriver was pretty much the same. So it took a while to pick up, but now it's just starting to come good and we can't do anything about it.
Well, think of how good it's going to be when you are allowed to go out on your first club outing come the end of COVID-19. The bass are going to be fantastic. And just give the listeners a bit of a rundown on how the Clarence works. Like those bass, when it floods in spring and summer, those juvenile bass and the bass take the opportunity to go way up the river. And then when it floods in autumn, they take the opportunity to come all the way back down. So a good flood can mean ridiculous numbers of bass in certain parts of the river, can't it?
Oh, exactly right. There's a few key spots where you'll get big schools and you get just a bass to throw, and there's sort of key areas upriver as well with the same sort of setup. It's funny, like I was just thinking there earlier about all the big bass, all the big ones seem to come on surface, so they don't shy away with that colder weather for that good surface strike, especially the big fellas, which is really good. And then on the other hand, you got the deep jig bite, which Mike Nelson went and basically opened all the eyes of all us graftonites on what jigs are all about, and it just revolutionised how we fish this river as well. So their bass numbers, they can be. That's the problem. There's such a big river, you can catch them within 100 kilometres.
Yes, that's
one
right.
boat and the other boat will be 100 kilometres away. So it's a big system to really try and nut it out if you really want to try and put the hard yards in.
It's been a revelation for us coming from lakes, because lakes are a very stable system. There's no tides. Well, there are tides. They just take a few years to go up and down. But but getting onto the rivers, it's really let a whole different cohort of fishermen shine. And the guy that wins Angler of the Year now is normally the one who can do well in rivers and lakes. And you have to have diverse skills nowadays to do it. So guys like you've got a really good cohort of anglers down there, like yourself and Goffy and some of those guys that can run that river. They can run it real well, but often they don't do as well as you think they will when the tournament comes around.
That's right. Yeah.
Why is that? Can sometimes you just know too many spots in a river?
Oh, I think that's exactly it. You can do your own head in and those favourite spots, and you go, I'll go and hit that. And if they don't work, well, then you sort of really start to have mind games with yourself. I double donut last year. Yeah. I had a couple of key spots that I wanted, ran down there and there's already boats on it, and I was a shot duck. I sort of went, right, where do I go? And I sort of didn't want to go, or I didn't pre-fish because I knew I had a couple of mates who were fishing up, especially up the Gold Stream, and they put all the work in. I didn't want to go up there and sort of interrupt their game plan. No, I'll just work what I can, and I wasn't too worried. That's just the way it is. But
that's it. When it's your time, mate. Look, I know.
Exactly right.
I can see in the background there you've got yourself one of the original South African X16s that Mike Connolly brought in maybe 10 to 15 years ago, and you've got a beautiful brand new Mercury 115 Pro XS on the back. Just give us a little bit of a rundown on the performance you get out of that little pocket rocket.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this boat used to be your brother's boat. This used to be Timmy's.
Yep.
Went to Western Australia and I got it back over, and it had a 90 Emmy on it, and then ended up putting an Opti 115 on it, and then upgraded when the four-strokes come out. And the top end range was still exactly the same, with a light load and like a bit of a run out tide. I'll see not between 95 to 97 k's an hour.
Yeah.
And I've got a 23 pitch trophy on this one. Yeah. And I had a 24 pitch on the Pro XS because the different torque ranges on those ones with the rev. And the whole shot with this four-stroke blows you Opti out of the water. Just up on the plane, so much easier. Fuel economy is just crazy.
Yes.
Like if you just sit on that rev between that 3,500 and 4,000, I think I've something like 3.1 kilometres to the litre or something like that I'm getting out of it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and full stick there's 1.7 or something like that. So yeah, fuel's not a problem. Then I don't have to worry about topping the oil up after a round or something like that as well.
It's good. Well, that boat's got a lot of history. It won the Grim Grand Final in Foster in 2004, mate. So hopefully it wins another Grand Final in the near future for you.
Well, I can only hope so, that's for sure.
Mate, thank you very much for joining us on Lockdown Live. Hope we're keeping you and your club members down on the Clarence all excited. Sorry we're not visiting you this weekend, mate, but it is 100% out of our control. So thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yep, absolute pleasure, Steve. Thanks very much.